Hey, Facebook. It is Audra Upchurch, founder of Freedom to Thrive and author of the upcoming anthology, Unchained Mama. Founder of Freedom to Thrive. You know, me and this author of the me and this echo. Sorry, guys. But I guess I wouldn't be consistent if it didn't happen, right? Okay, and I am so excited to be before you today with one of my amazing co-authors. And this woman, she's a powerhouse. I tell you, she is doing so many things, including finishing up her PhD. And she was kind enough to take some time out today so we could talk about how to move past your today into your tomorrow unchained. Because how many of you know it can become difficult to move ahead when you're not being honest with yourself on where you are right now, right? And Tiana is just an amazing woman that is going to give it to you straight. And y'all know I'm a straight talk, no chaser kind of gal, right? And I am so just excited to have her as a part of this anthology. Now, Unchain Me Mama, we're going to be talking about some uncomfortable topics. Most importantly, the conversation of the breakdown in the mother-daughter relationship, right? Now, in society, we can easily talk about that daddy breakdown issue, you know, the absent father conversation. Everyone is so willing to talk and share about their dad not being in their lives or the disappointment that they've had. But unfortunately, most people want to run quickly. Somebody hashtag, they want to run. They want to run from the mommy-daughter conflict conversation. And here's the thing. We can't fix what we won't face. And it is my hope that through this anthology, that through us sharing our stories of an Unchained Me Mama, that the conversation can begin. And then the healing can take place. So I'm going to bring Tiana before you, but before I do, I want to welcome you into the broadcast and let us know who you are and where you're watching from. You know, I truly believe that every single time I broadcast, it's meant for a particular person. And I need your help to help me reach whoever that is. So let me know who you are, where you're from, and I promise I will circle back around after the broadcast and say thank you, because you could be anywhere else doing anything else, but you're here hanging out with us. So without further ado, I'm going to bring the amazing Tiana Howard to you guys, and she's going to share a little bit about herself and also how we met. So have at it. Go ahead, Tiana. I just love your name.
Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody. I am Tiana Howard, and I'm from Columbus, Ohio. I've got three amazing children. I've got a 16-year-old son who's getting ready to start his senior year, and an awesome 7-year-old daughter who's about to be in second grade. And then my youngest actually is getting ready to turn 1 next week, and I just hear him now. He's actually waking up from a nap. So this is going to be interesting. But I am excited to be here. I met Audra via Facebook, and I've made some amazing connections actually with people via Facebook. So I firmly believe that you can use social media to your advantage. It doesn't have to be as bad as people sometimes think that it is. So I'm excited to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you. And I definitely want to chime in on that point. You know, you hear many people and people post and talk about, oh, how social media is so bad. And, oh, I see so much sadness and, you know, angry women on my newsfeed. But guys, I want to tell you that's a choice.
Right.
Because my newsfeed is glorious.
Yeah. Mine too. I don't have a lot of drama in my newsfeed. Exactly.
Not at all. Because I've made a choice, right? We chose. You know, you don't have to accept every friend request you get, guys.
Right.
You know, quiet as it's kept. You can hit the reject button, decline button, and it will really make an impact on what you see in your newsfeed and the amazingly wonderful people that you can meet on social media, just like how I met Tiana, because in fact, we met in a group we're both in, Coach Speaking Profits. And that I also connected with via social media. So it can be a good, in fact, put in the comments, social media is good.
Yes.
And I am so excited to partner with women like Tiana with Unchained Me Mama. So let me give you a little bit about Unchained Me Mama, because I keep talking about it, right? We are going to have the book launch right here in Virginia Beach, October 6th, and it will be in conjunction with the Fierce Freedom Summit, which is an amazing women's conference that you just don't want to miss. So whether you're in the Hampton Roads area or not, we have an international airport, so you can come. And the website for the info and tickets is fiercefreedom.info. Again, fiercefreedom.info. And at the Fierce Freedom Summit, we're going to show you how to boldly say yes to you. Because I know, Tiana, with the women you work with, I'm sure you see this as well. As women, we don't typically say yes to our needs, to our wants, and to the things that are important to us, right?
Yeah, very true.
Think, you know, it's unfortunate that we've come to accept unhappiness as a normal course of life. And
right.
Hashtag unacceptable.
Yeah. So that is so very true. It's so very true. And that's one reason I just came back from a trip to Cancun. It was my first solo vacation. And
solo vacay.
Yes, it was a solo vacay. There were some bumps in the road and things like that. But even out of that, one of the things I learned is that it's okay to take time for me and to have that time by myself. And we've got to take care of ourselves.
Was this your first solo vacation?
Yes. My first time ever going outside of school and things like that, or going to travel to visit family. First time going anywhere by myself. And I really enjoyed it. I did. I'm going to walk and pick up the baby as we talk, just so that way he's not hollering in the background. One of the things we deal with in life is we got to take care of those little ones. So
you know what? I love that. And that's so important for female entrepreneurs that are watching. You have to understand that you can juggle this thing. You don't have to give up your motherhood. Oh, look at the baby. You don't have to give up your motherhood. You don't have to give up your personal desires. You don't have to give up you to do all the things in life that you want to do. You can juggle them all. Now I don't believe in work-life balance. Let me put that out there, because at different times things will be important, right? Sometimes family has to come first.
Right.
Sometimes your business has to come first. And sometimes your overall well-being has to come first. Like when you went on your vacation, right?
Right. That's so very true. I realized that, so I had my oldest son when I was 21. I was a sophomore in college. And so I've been a mother for longer than I feel like I've done anything else in life. But even in having my children, I've completed a bachelor's, a master's, and I'm in my last year of my doctorate. And I tell people I run the gamut as far as being a single mom. I'll put those in quotes. I've got one child whose dad is kind of active at times. I've got one where it's 100% on me. And then I've got one where it's an amazing co-parenting relationship where we're figuring out how we can take care of, of the children that we have and things like that. So I'm a firm believer that you don't have to let your situation stop you. It may delay you in the game a little bit. You may have to reprioritize yourself sometimes, but it's definitely possible and it's definitely doable.
To me, that's a great example of the topic of what we're talking about today, is moving past your today into your tomorrow. You could have easily allowed the situation with your oldest father, right, to impede upon the success you're having with the youngest father, right? And you dealt with your past, so it didn't affect where you are right now. So I just love, that's a clear example. If you guys didn't catch it, catch it. Ladies watching that have children and, you have more than one baby daddy. I mean, come on, I do too. So, it is what it is, right? Catch that example, that you don't have to take the anger and bitterness from one situation and not deal with it and allow it to poison the future relationships. So let me ask you about that whole moving past today into tomorrow topic, Unchained. What's a tip that you would give the viewers for how they can do just that? Move past whatever they're going through right now, the disappointment, the hurt, the frustration. How can they move past that into their tomorrow so they can actually thrive and have an amazing life? Because, girl, you're doing it.
Thank you. Believe me, I tell people all the time, I say, I just make it look good, but this stuff is hard work. But really, you have to make a decision in and of yourself that you want it to be different. If you don't have the mindset that you're going to be focused on whatever your goal is and whatever your task is at hand, then it's not going to happen. People ask me all the time, how is it that you work full time and you're in school full time and you've got your children and you're active at your church and, you help out in the community, and anytime somebody says, can you help me do such and such, you're there if you can. How do you do all that? And I say for two reasons. One, but by the grace of God. Two, because I'm a little bit crazy. I'm a little stubborn. And I know that I'm the type of person that I don't want to put anything out there and then not make it happen. So when I found out I was expecting this one, it was, that whole story is just amazing in terms of my due date was actually it was the week that I was supposed to be at residency in Virginia Beach, actually, because I go to Regent University. And I said, well, I can't have a baby that week because I'm supposed to be in class. And you as a mother know, usually you really don't have any say as to when you're going to have a baby. But I went through, let's not put that in your mouth. Thank you. I went through a period of time where I questioned myself. I said, Lord, I know that you have made it for me to be able to go to school. And this is a part of your goal for me, your desire and your plan for me. But so is this baby. So I don't understand how I'm supposed to fit the two together. So it was really a walk in faith last year where I would keep to myself what my actual due date was.
Wow.
I had complications going on with my pregnancy, so we knew that more than likely I was going to deliver earlier than my due date. And people say, well, when do you due? I said, well, my due date is in August, but we're expected to go by around the end of July, which was true based on what the doctors were saying. And I found myself questioning, am I being selfish? Because the fact that I really want to be at residency, because if I didn't go to residency, that meant I would have to wait a whole nother year before I could go back to school. It didn't mean it was over, but I knew if I took a year off from school, I didn't think I was going to want to go back.
Wow.
Just a month off from school makes you feel amazing, like you have a life. So I knew after a year, I didn't think that was going to work for me. So I questioned myself and I doubted myself and I felt very selfish. But I've got an amazing village. And so that's part of my tip is you have to have your village. You have to know that you've got people around you who you can
trust. Right.
And who you can say, this is what's going on with my life, and I'm afraid to share this information, but I just need you to stand with me, that everything will be okay.
So
and
mindset, what I'm hearing you say is the mindset, right? It's the mindset, the commitment, but also communication, right?
Right.
So change your mindset, be committed, and make sure you're communicating.
Right.
Be able to move into that helped you move into your tomorrow.
You have to have your friends that you can trust with what's closest to you. You've got to have, you can't bottle everything up inside. And I've, in the past, have been a person where I would keep everything to myself. But when you do that, you will explode. It's not good for your body. It's not good for your mind. It's not good for your family. You find yourself fussing at your children, and really it's because you got your own issues that you need to deal with. So, but so everything ended up working out. He was actually born July 29th, which was a month before I had to be at residency.
Oh, he's amazing, like me.
I ended up having to have a C-section, and my recovery was absolutely amazing. So my 3-week-old and I boarded a plane to Virginia Beach, and we were at residency. It was the first time they had ever had a baby at residency, and my professors were all amazing with my nursing, with, if the baby cried, my classmates, my cohort. Shout out to my cohort, because you guys know, Baby Z and I, we love you. So, but I firmly believe you have to have that mindset. It's your faith in your God, because that faith part is huge, and it's your village. You have to surround yourself with like-minded individuals who can encourage you when you are feeling that you are at your wit's end. These are the same people who you can go to and say, I am scared out my mind about this opportunity that's been presented to me. And they say, that's fine, but pull up your big girl panties because you're about to walk in your purpose. You got to have those people around you.
You know what? And while you're on this topic of people walking with you in your purpose, let me go ahead and welcome into the broadcast, Markeith, Barbara. Thank you guys for tuning into the broadcast. I appreciate your support, hanging out with us, Ashanti, chat with Gaddy, all you guys. Thank you guys for watching and sharing out this broadcast, because Tiana is dropping some knowledge right here about how to move past your today into your tomorrow. And it's something that you can do, and you don't have to allow obstacles to stop you. I mean, look at this woman, single mother, right, of 3. full-time job, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Finishing her PhD, guys. Hello, somebody. And building a brand to
Yes.
help women discover their dreams.
Yes.
So you don't have to allow circumstances to stop you from moving into your tomorrow, but you have to do it unchanged. You can't do it you can't do all that she's doing carrying baggage.
That's right. You have to let those bags go. You have to let them go because there's no room for you to fill up anybody else when you've got no room to be filled. If I take a glass and, I want somebody to fill in or I want to pour into somebody else's glass, I can't do that if my glass is empty. In order for your glass to be full, you've got to turn to somebody else and say, fill me up. That means you got to remove all that gunk that's on the inside of you. Right. Otherwise, you've got no space to be full.
Yes. And you got to be vulnerable to that person.
Right off of you.
Yes. You got to be vulnerable and willing to share, like you mentioned. And I think for a lot of women who've been through some stuff, come on, y'all. We've been through some things, hurt, disappointment. We've been lied to, betrayed, all of that, right?
Yeah.
It comes to a point where we are afraid to share because we think by putting up this wall that we're protecting ourselves. But actually, ladies, you're not stopping the hurt from coming in. You're stopping the love from coming in. You're stopping people from connecting with you that can help get you to the next level. So first of all, I want to say thank you, Tiana, for hanging out with us today. You guys know I'm the queen of the 20-minute broadcast and we're etching up against that time. So before we go, I want to make sure that you know how to keep in touch with Tiana. So can you let the viewers know exactly how they can keep in touch with you?
Yes, so you can follow me on Facebook, Loving Me Empowerment. You can also check out the website, is lovingmeempowerment.com. I will go on and we can add that to the chat, but it's Loving Me Empowerment is the best place to find me. I look forward to connecting with all of you lovely ladies. I look forward to being there in October and just sharing with all the women who are here. I'm excited to be on this journey. It's a part of my passion and my purpose, and it's just, I love how God just orchestrates things. They say he orchestrates people, places, and circumstances, and you just line stuff up, and I am excited about this journey.
Well, first of all, let me say I'm excited as well, just to even get to know you. And I always say God does things in such a way that you can't give anybody else any credit.
Exactly.
And I truly believe he's done that in this space. And I look forward to hugging your neck at the Fierce Freedom Summit and at the book launch for Unchained Me Mama, which will be right here in Virginia Beach, October 6th and 7th. You can get more information about the tickets and about coupon codes that I'm going to share with you in a moment at fiercefreedom.info. Again, fiercefreedom.info. And we're going to show you how to boldly say yes to you. We're going to give you implementable steps that you can put into action. Now, let's be real. Some of you guys are going to come out the gate ready, swinging. And some of you may need some help through the journey once you attend the Fierce Freedom Summit, right? So with your excellence ticket, we're going to include a 6-week coaching program. Isn't that awesome?
That is awesome.
Right. I mean, we are giving you all the tools to walk out of this event on fire, putting all the pieces together for your 2018 to be something marvelous. But you got to make a decision. You got to make a choice. And you can do that by signing up at fiercefreedom.info. So coupon codes, because Audra gives gifts, right?
We love coupons.
Coupon code. So for the excellence ticket, and that's the one that includes the coaching program, right? And the VIP luncheon and some t-shirts and all some other fun stuff we packaged in there for you. The coupon code is Excel50, all caps. And for the classic ticket, the coupon code is Classic20, all caps. So Excel50, Classic20, all caps at the Fierce Freedom Summit, fiercefreedom.info. We hope to see you guys there. You get to meet Tiana and hug on her, and I'll get to hug on you guys too. And I am Audra Upchurch, founder of Freedom to Thrive, author of Unchained Me Mama, and host of the Fierce Freedom Summit. You can keep in touch with me across all social media outlets, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at Authentic Audra. Have a great day. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye, everybody.